If you're watching this video, you're ready to create an online course that sells consistently and you can turn it into a real business. I'm so excited you're here, that you're in the right place. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know the 5 keys to making that happen based on 6 years of experience in the online education industry, $30 million in course sales for my own business, and serving nearly 3,000 people and taking their unique genius and turning it into a highly scalable and profitable online course business. From boat builders to bakers to DJs to accountants to musicians to dancers to everything in between. So what are the 5 keys? Number 1, the key to a program people want to pay for. Number 2, the key to generating profit and proof. Number 3, the key to scaling your program to the moon. Number 4, the key to generating clients on autopilot. And number 5, the key to becoming the go-to authority that people want to work with. This is the place to create a peaceful, purposeful, and profitable online education business. And if that's interesting to you, be sure to hit the like button, be sure to subscribe for new videos every single week. And I put together 2 very special things in this video. I'm gonna share quite a few resources that you can check out, and I've organized an entire playlist to support you on this journey of making this business a reality for yourself. So you can check that out in the description below. Plus, I have a brand new guide that I've created for you, and it's the 10 steps to scale your skill set and 10x your impact without trading time for money. It's my bulletproof business plan. So I hope that you grab your free copy at the link in the description. There's a lot of information out there when it comes to building an online course business, and unfortunately a lot of it is outdated or it's based off of a one-off sort of flash in the pan experience. So I want to make sure that we're avoiding any and all mistakes and we're doing this the right way. So without further ado, let's dig in. Number 1, the key to creating a program that people want to pay for. The information economy is bigger than ever before. The creator economy is also bigger than ever before. But if you look at recent stats, there are 3.7 million videos uploaded to YouTube every single day. That is a massive amount of content, and it is extremely hard, as I'm sure you know, to find a way to stand out in that information and creator economy. And if you're solely relying on views and subscribers and vanity metrics to generate an income, it is a long, hard road. And you can pretty much learn anything for free on the internet at this point. So what makes people actually want to pay and invest in the experience and the genius that you have? Well, if you simply just put out free content on the internet, unfortunately what it does is it creates this learn and forget cycle because there is just so much information. So people don't feel the need to be truly invested in terms of their time, their energy, or even their money in what it is that you're saying. Sharing free content is an amazing part of an overall business strategy and overall marketing strategy, but you need to understand what's going to make people actually invest and pay. This is part of the reason that we have seen such a massive shift in the online education industry away from smaller information-driven courses, because those programs are mainly information-driven. So they are giving you tactics, tips, tricks, but things that you can generally find for free on the internet. That's why it's really hard to sell those, and it's really hard to create a full business around them because the price points tend to be so low. So we've seen this shift towards what I like to refer to as transformational programs. The key to having people invest into your program, your online course, is that they are investing in the efficiency of the outcome they are seeking. So people want transformation, people pay for transformation, but most importantly, they pay for the efficiency of achieving that transformation. They want the accelerated plan to get there. They don't want to have to consume a ton of content on the internet in order to achieve that outcome. So the method that I teach my clients and that I base my entire business off of is the 0 to hero strategy. And essentially what that means is you need to take people from 0 to hero. So what is the 0 state? Where are they most challenged, frustrated, in pain, need support, need help, and what is the hero state that they are seeking? And your online program needs to bridge that gap. So I've created an entire video breaking this down extremely thoroughly. You can check that out here, and it's in the description below as part of that playlist. So let's get into key number 2, the key to generating profit and proof. I cannot say this enough. You need to validate before you create. The biggest mistake that people make in the online course business and industry is they just create a program, spend all this time, blood, sweat, and tears putting it together, and then nobody buys it because they haven't actually validated the idea and validated that there's a market for it and that there are clients for it. So you absolutely want to make sure you validate before you create. Now, what is the process for doing that? So I created a signature 3-step strategy to really validate what it is that you ultimately want to sell. So by the time you go to sell it, before you even create it, there is demand and there are buyers for it. And this creates cash flow in your business. It creates confidence in your offer so you feel great about selling it, and it generates client results before you even have the final version of the program ready. So you have proof that it works, you have profit in the door, and you're set up with the best foundation to grow from. So the 3 steps to validate starts 1 with your story. So what I mean by that is going back to what I said earlier in key number 1, you have to really identify, okay, what was my own journey, or what was my experience where I was able to help other people achieve a transformation? So you want to think about what was the 0 state and what was the hero state for yourself, or what is the 0 state or hero state for people that you have served before or helped before create that outcome. So the easiest way to think about this is to fill in the blanks of I help blank go from blank to blank so that they can blank. That helps you identify who you serve and how you serve them, and exactly what the outcome is that you're gonna get them to with your online program. From there, you wanna do your research. I always emphasize you wanna do research before you do anything else, because if you don't do your due diligence and you don't do your research, you may end up with a business that is in a very saturated space and has no unique identifying factor. For you, your story is the key to differentiating yourself, and it is the key to standing out in a crowded market. And so you want to see, okay, what's currently out in the market in terms of programs, coaches, consultants, influencer, media, blogs, etc. All of the things that are on the market in your space. It's good intel for you to have in terms of what are people currently investing in, and what is resonating most and what's creating the best results for the people that I want to serve. Because success leaves clues. So you do want to do your research to find out what is currently out there, how your story helps you differentiate yourself and what your unique sort of selling proposition is in that sense, and to really just get a lay of the land to know how you fit in and stand out in the marketplace. And the third piece of this is really where the magic lies. I am a former journalist, so I am big on, as I said, research, and part of that research process is to interview people who are your ideal clients, because you need to understand your ideal clients better than anyone else in order to serve them at the highest level, create results. And when you have results in your business, that's what creates sustainable success. Anybody can have a overnight success, flash in the pan business, but what creates sustainable success is consistent results for your clients. So you need to know what they're truly seeking, how they think, how they speak, how they act, so you can serve them again at the highest level. So I recommend speaking to real human beings without any intention of selling, just to build a relationship. I'm a big believer that relationships lead to revenue, and the more that you listen and you really understand the client that you're serving, the more clients you have. From there, you have those 3 factors of validation, and then you understand, okay, this is the 0 state, this is the hero state, and the curriculum you create in your program is gonna bridge the gap. And that curriculum can be made up of video trainings, PDFs, guides, tutorials. But the important thing to understand is those aspects of your curriculum are creating an overall transformation. That's why it's not just about information and jamming it into a course, but actually being intentional with how you create the curriculum to create a transformation. And then you can solidify that unique selling proposition, or what I like to call your transformation statement. And it would just simply be, as I said earlier, I help blank go from blank to blank so that they can blank. For example, I help cyclists who are struggling with a plateau in their performance go from stuck and feeling like they're falling behind in their training to being able to exceed their KPIs and their best performance ever. That's a really clear example. That's actually a real example of one of the people in our program. I know that's a very specific niche, but the more specific, the better. And this then allows you to create a price point that is not based off of an arbitrary, random, pie-in-the-sky number, but is actually based on the value of what you're providing, which is the most important part of choosing a price for your online program. So when you're thinking about a price, and after doing this research, looking at your own story and actually speaking to real people, you'll understand what is the cost to your ideal client of not having the solution that you provide and the transformation you provide. The cost is such a key indicator, because you need to think, what have they spent in terms of time, money, energy, and resources on trying to find the solution when they can invest with you to achieve that efficient path to achieve that transformation. That is worth gold to people. So when you think about pricing a program, doing this validation up front and doing this research up front allows you to price adequately and appropriately at a rate that's truly going to help you create a profitable business and a really scalable business, because your price point will be sufficient for you to grow with. And it won't be like you're struggling to just get by and generate cash flow. Quick little example of this that really drives home the point. I have a client who teaches Feng Shui for financial flow. And when she looked at the research and she looked at the people that she had served in the past, she had helped them achieve massive promotions and raises in their work. And it doesn't always have to be about money, but if you look at those hard costs and numbers, it allows you to validate the price point to be a couple $1,000s, which is where she's landed with her price point. I also have clients who have nothing to do with finances, like I was saying, in terms of cycling. There's a client of mine who helps people improve their skills as a cyclist. And again, that program is $1,000+ because he knows the value of the outcome to his specific ideal client. So the more specific you are on who you're serving and how you're serving them, the more you can validate a price point that is worthy of that outcome. And in terms of how you actually generate cash flow, okay, so you know who you're serving, how you're serving them, and you now know a validated value-based price point. So in terms of generating cash flow, people think, oh, I need to create a website and a funnel and all these things. You should never build out those assets without having proof that your program is actually gonna sell, because then you can reinvest back into those pieces. But to get it off the ground, you do not need fancy tech websites or funnels. I call it the no friction sales funnel, which simply means by building those relationships and doing the research and speaking to people who are your ideal clients and just getting them back on the phone. And a lot of the times they're going to say to you, you know, what you're building out and what you're doing research around is so interesting to me. If you ever actually do anything with this, I'd love to be a part of it. And I'd actually love to be in the program if that's something you're creating. This happens all the time with our clients. So you have an automated list of buyers simply by just listening and building relationships with people. So you don't have to necessarily have this funnel in place and have all of these fancy things in place in your business. It's about human connection. So the no friction sales funnel is connecting individually with a human being who's your ideal client, having a conversation to identify if they're the perfect fit. And if they are and they need the solution you provide, they then become a client. That's as simple as it gets. It's truly an act of generosity. By listening to people, by doing the research in the right way, by building out a list of humans that you know are in need of what you have to offer, you're then able to go back to them and say, hey, I have something that I know is truly gonna help you. And they're gonna be so excited that they finally found the right solution for themselves. And that creates your first buyers. And what it also does is it equips you as an entrepreneur to know how to find leads without having to do anything extraordinary. You simply know how to generate leads, as many as you want, by knowing how to find the right people and generate those conversations to turn them into clients. And then once you get those folks in the door, you're gonna deliver your program live. We call it a profitable offer prototype. You're gonna get feedback in real time, and then you're gonna evolve and adjust and edit the program into a pre-packaged version that you can sell on autopilot, evergreen for the rest of the time, because you know that it's proven and you have a market for it, and you have clients who are desperate to get the results that you provide. So I created a whole video to go even deeper on this, on how to sell before you create, and it is added to the playlist below. The third key is scaling your program to the moon, and how you do that is you have to have a pre-packaged, pre-recorded version of your program. This is the evergreen version of your program. We call it an SOP, which is a scalable offer prototype. So first you deliver it live, you validate it, you test it, you iterate it based on feedback, and then you package it into a program that people can study on demand. So the factors of an evergreen program are you have curriculum that is delivered on demand, so your clients can study it at any time and they don't have to rely on you, and support via a community of your members and 1 to 2 calls per week that are done in a group setting, but where people can speak to you individually. It accelerates results, it creates accountability, and it allows you to not trade time for money and be in full control of your schedule, while also being able to make a way bigger impact on more people, because you're not capped or limited by the amount of hours in the day. And you guessed it, I have a whole video on this as well, where I go in detail on how to create this model. You can check that out in the playlist below. Number 4, the key to generating clients on autopilot. So how do you generate leads if you're not doing it in the sort of one-to-one setting of having the conversation and converting the client? Well, one of the best ways to do it is YouTube. It is our biggest traffic source, and it is free targeted traffic. So the beauty of YouTube, first and foremost, is that it's a search engine. So people go onto YouTube to seek out help. They're looking for answers to their questions, solutions to their problems. So what you need to do is to understand what are those questions they have or those problems they have, and create a list of videos around those topics, and you will then show up in front of the people who need you most, which generates leads for you all day, every day, through your videos. And that's why I call it the evergreen sales machine, because ultimately it's generating leads and a new audience for you, and people are being introduced to you every single day without you having to put in any effort at all. You create the video, you upload it to YouTube, and it's being discovered every single day by new leads completely for free. And the biggest key to this is it's very different being an entrepreneur on YouTube versus being a creator who does rely on vanity metrics and views and subscribers. Being an entrepreneur on YouTube, it's all about accuracy, not necessarily size of audience. What I mean by that is you want to make it really easy for your ideal clients to find you. So you want to ensure you have the right keywords that they would be searching for and using in their search bar, because that's going to help you be a perfect match for what they're looking for. Don't be creative, don't be cute with your titles. Be accurate and get inside the head of your ideal client to know what is the problem they would have or the question they would have and how would they look for it in order to find me. And we have clients who are leveraging our YouTube strategy that are generating several $100,000s a month from their YouTube channels, and their YouTube channels are not big. They're not even necessarily more than 50 or 100,000 subscribers. They work so well because it's such a targeted category and targeted topics and videos for the right people who are their ideal clients, who when they find the video go, oh my gosh, this is what I've been looking for. This person is the person I want to work with. And then they become a client in their program because they're so blown away by their expertise and value. And you better believe I have a whole video on this as well to dive even deeper on how to sell your course on YouTube. Check out the video that I've added to the playlist below. Now, the key to becoming the go-to authority that people want to work with, and by beating the competition, regardless of if you're just starting or you are an absolute veteran in the space, it comes down to this. So I created something called the Rocket Method, and we've gone through the basics of that method in this video, and I wanted to break down exactly what it entails. So it starts off with research, reach, revenue, and results. So building the foundation based on doing that validation and running sort of the live test version of your program, or as we like to call it, the prototype version of your program. Once you've done that, you then optimize. You take what you have, you make it even better, you listen to the feedback, you iterate it, and then you create consistency by packaging your program into the evergreen offer, that evergreen program that people can study anytime, anywhere, and not rely on you and your time. You have your program, and all you're responsible for at that point is selling it and marketing it. And if you can create consistency through, like I said, the YouTube channel and generating leads, which you absolutely can do by being super targeted, you're gonna have consistent traffic flow and clients and stable income month over month without having to do a launch of any kind or any big push. And then from there, you understand your KPIs. And that allows you to know what efforts are working the best for you and what do you need to work on, or maybe just give up entirely because it's not actually serving the business. So understanding the key metrics of your business is so important, but you can't understand them until you test first. From there, it's all about evolving. So once you have this one program and this one offer that you're selling, it gives you the space, the freedom, the abundance in your business to make sure it's always the best in the market. So you're always listening to your client and you're always paying close attention to, could I make a tweak here? Could I update this section? You're not having to make new programs. You're not having to add more things to your business. You just have this one program that is value-based and it is priced adequately for you to build a true scalable business around that you can scale to the moon. And that is your only focus. Imagine if you just had one focus in your business. It's truly magical because there's no excuse but to be the best of the best, because all of your time, energy, and effort just simply goes into, could I make this even better? And could I optimize this even further? And then the final piece of this is, after all of those layers of the foundation are set, you then become the trusted authority. You have proof, you have client results, you have so much authority because of the results you created for other people, and because of how you're showing up online as an expert with your content, that you become the absolute go-to. And when people are searching on YouTube, all of a sudden they're seeing your videos, your ideal clients are seeing your videos everywhere they go, which makes you the trusted authority they want to work with. And to bring it all home and bring it all together, we really base our entire business model off of what we call this flywheel, and we call it the engine that really runs our rocket, which is our business. So it starts with having a transformational program, enrolling the right clients into the program, ensuring those clients are getting the transformation based on the curriculum you've created, and then those people become your best happy customers and ambassadors for the program, and they refer even more people to your program. So all of a sudden your flywheel, your little engine, starts to run on autopilot because word of mouth is the most powerful marketing tool you can have. You don't have to market super hard when you're business and your course has results. Like I said, I have a whole playlist with every resource I mentioned and every additional video that I mentioned in this video to bring this all together. You can check that out in the description below, as well as my free guide. You want to make sure you get your free copy of this at the link below. It's the 10 steps to scale your skill set and 10x your impact without trading time for money. My bulletproof business plan. Be sure to get your copy. If this was helpful for you, let me know in the comments what your sort of light bulb moment was. Be sure to give this a like and be sure to subscribe for new videos every single week. Like I said, this is the place to be to have a peaceful, purposeful, and profitable online education business so you can make the impact that you are meant to make on the people who need you most. Are you with me? This is what I live for, so I hope this is helpful for you, and I really do. Comments are my love language, so let me know how this helped and how it impacted you. That really lights my soul on fire. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out that playlist that goes along with this video in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!